Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
A warm welcome to another interesting half hour on product safety and quality education on television. I am glad you're part of the program, the only platform on television where you get to know more about products and why you should insist on quality. Our focus this week is on consumer complaints and satisfaction. I am sure you're excited because it's all about you. Yes, you, the consumer. I am sure you are already asking what it is about the consumer. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the program because I have got a lot to tell you, but that will be after this break. Welcome on board.
My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one I dey buy. Now one time table for my yard. A cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
Standards Organization of Nigeria (SON) don ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. If you see product wey no dey correct, call the SON office wey near you.
SON dey say
Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Welcome back. When was the last time you purchased the product as a consumer and found out that the product was substandard or fake and returned such product to get a replacement or a refund? How many of us know that as consumers, we have a right to get value for our money? We have answers to these questions and why you must insist on quality.
A consumer is one who purchases goods and services for personal use. The idea behind any such transaction is to satisfy a need. The expectation, therefore, on the part of a consumer is to derive satisfaction from the use of a product or services purchased. Like in other parts of the world, there are thousands of markets within and outside major cities in Nigeria where various goods are sold. These products are either manufactured locally or imported into the country from other parts of the world, especially the Asian countries like China. Available statistics show that more than 80% of domestic goods in Nigeria are imported into the country from China. From electronics to household items, the list is endless. The Standards Organization of Nigeria is one government agency saddled with the responsibility of ensuring quality of these goods. This is one task that the agency has and continues to introduce measures to check the influx of fake and substandard products. Despite efforts by the SON in this regard, some unscrupulous and unpatriotic businessmen have continued to import substandard products into Nigeria through unauthorized routes. While the SON continues to evolve strategies to deal with the menace, consumers in the country have had to contend with the prevalence of such goods in Nigeria. This development has continued to generate concerns among regulatory agencies who would stop at nothing to check the distribution of fake products in Nigeria. Investigations have shown that over the years, the consumer is left to bear the cost of such products with a defect or substandard, as sellers of products often refuse to replace a bad product or offer a refund, as the case may be. And when such situation occurs, the consumer simply resigns to fate. Today, all that has changed. This is because the Standards Organization of Nigeria has demonstrated commitment to protect the consumer through strategic mediation.
You report to us, we'll respond accordingly. If you see anything unwholesome, say something. When they have incidents of people dealing on substandard cables, they come to us. We trace the items from the shelf to the point of entry. We test them. Sometimes we'll call them to identify their products. If it's different from what is registered with us, we'll look into it, then we'll take corrective actions. The bottom line is to make sure that we protect Nigerians from the hazards of such materials.
My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one I dey buy. Now who can cable for my yard? A cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
Standards Organization of Nigeria (SON) don ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. If you see product wey no dey correct, call the SON office wey near you.
SON they say.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
You're still watching Standard and New. It comes to you on the network service of the NTA. I have with me in the studio Head, Customer Feedback and Collaboration of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Mosumola Samuel. Maya, welcome to the program.
I'm delighted to be here.
We've got a lot of complaints from our consumers. That's why we're here today. So I want to ask, how does the consumer complaint desk of the SON function?
I'm so glad to be here, and I can't answer that question without giving you a brief history of why we came up with the name of the unit. The unit was formerly Consumer Complaint Desk, but to address more complaints, not only complaints, compliments, appeals, and any form of communication with SON. In 2011, the department was changed from being Consumer Complaint Desk to Customer Feedback and Collaboration. Okay. Now, when we have complaints on product, we expect every consumer to complain. One of the challenges we have in Nigeria and almost all over the world is that an average consumer buys a product, is not happy with the product, but discards the product. Yeah, but I'm happy to say that for the past 6 months, we have had people coming in to complain about products as low as 200 naira. So it's not about the price, it's about the value. It's about a consumer knowing his or her right. And then if you are a consumer, for instance, and you have a complaint, how do you address it to SON? We have different kinds of complaints. We have people that will rather be anonymous. They just want to give you a whistleblow, probably tell you that there's a product in the market that is not conforming to standard or is a suspected product that is not conforming to standard. In such situation, we refer it to a market surveillance unit because we need to substantiate that claim. But where we have people that are aggrieved, they are not happy with the quality of products sold to them, they write officially to the Director General, Standards Organization of Nigeria, Mr. Osita Abduluma, and all correspondence are treated with immediate action. We have a 24 hours on email. We have an email address, customerfeedback.collaboration@son.gov.ng. For all surface mails, we have a 48 hours feedback mechanism, either to acknowledge that we receive it or to ask you for more evidence to validate your claim. One of the evidences we may ask for is the evidence that you purchased that product actually, and that is evidenced in your receipt. And once we are able to establish that it is valid, you are a valid complainant, the next stage is to see the product you are talking about. And if that product, how do we know whether the product conformed or is not conforming to standard? We need to carry out laboratory analysis. Once tested and we know that the product is particularly not functioning, maybe because of certain parameters that are not met, or that product is substandard because it's not conforming to requirements, a product can look good, a product can perform effectively, but still be defective. For instance, a consumer may want a 3 kilovolt battery, and on the labeling information, it was stated as 3 kilovolt, but in actual, when we test, it's 2.5. In that situation, the consumer has been deceived, and so he has the right to complain. And it's also an insight to SON to know sharp practices in the industry and investigate such and carry out enforcement action when necessary. So now the consumer will react based on his or her right. And the right of a consumer includes the right to information. Okay. On every product you buy as a consumer, you need to read through the packaging information, that it of course fulfills your own requirement, the customer requirement. There are 3 types of requirement. There is a customer requirement, statutory requirement, and regulatory requirement. As a consumer, the first instinct, the first area of interest is your own requirement. Is it able to perform what I want it to perform? My sister, when you purchase your phone, can you candidly tell me that you read the instruction manual? Oh. Most people don't read the instruction manual. True. All we want to do is plug in and use. Yeah. At the end of the day, we have an opportunity during consumer complaint resolution process to educate the user too, the consumer, on what and what to look out for in a quality product. So we always want to encourage people to complain. And it goes through 4 stages. The first stage is acknowledgement. We need to first receive that complaint formally from you as a consumer. The second stage is to validate your claim. That of course is not a story that cannot be substantiated. Once we are able to validate through evidences, your purchase, your communication, because the first thing is when you are not happy with the product, make sure you go back to where you bought it and complain. Now, after that validation, the third stage is investigation. And under investigation, we will do laboratory testing. After the testing and the product is confirmed to have failed requirements, it takes 2 steps, the correction. The correction is we invite you as a complainant to come and explore the 3 R's, the 3 powers you have. 1, either they repair whatever, if it is an electronic product, either they refund you your money if you don't have confidence in that product anymore, or they replace the product with a new one if you still feel that that product is satisfying you, but that particular one failed you in certain areas. Once we are able to solve your own problem, which is correction, there's a next step. The next step is the corrective action. And at that stage, we want to find out why in the first place did this product fail. And at that stage, we take our time to work with the manufacturer, importer, or seller. It may, at the end of the day, we may have to train you. We may have to rebrand you. You know, sometimes packaging information, most people are not aware of what and what the standard requires. We train you, we empower you, we teach you what the standard says concerning that product. And of course, if it is obvious that you deliberately wanted to deceive your customer, or you are violating a requirement of the standard, okay, ma'am, then enforcement comes in.
How should he go about seeking redress?
Thank you very much. The word redress is a right of a consumer. And that is why I said they can contact SON. Yeah. The first thing is to formally communicate with SON. In fact, we have had people saying they don't want to go through the process of writing. We have people that say they're not even literate. They are not ready to write any letter. But we want you to handle our case. So we have created different opportunities like phone call. Our phone numbers are available. 0703 2800 925. Okay. You can call us. You can also email us. customerfeedback.collaboration@son.gov.ng. You need to provide evidence. You need to let us know exactly what the problem is. You don't need to speak Queen's English. Keep it simple. I bought this product at so market. I used it. I wanted it to charge my phone. It is not charging. It's supposed to be 2 hours. I've not enjoyed it for 1 day. Son, help. Simple. 3 lines. We will handle it.
Now, talking about handling, how well do you handle issues and what are your challenges?
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, we have been resolving complaints. Let me say 98 point. We have an assessment. In our assessment, we give ourselves 70% of every complaint every year must be resolved. But why did we say 70%? 70% because some consumers, they lay a complaint, somehow they are contacted by the importer or the seller and they quickly withdraw their case. They don't come back again, they don't give their contact information. Or sometimes we ask them for information, they don't give us feedback. And in such situation, the case keeps lingering. Because until we get a letter of satisfaction from the consumer, we don't close a case. It remains open. So now, when we have such situations, we always encourage consumers, please write us. Don't say because you have been contacted by the seller or the importer, you have decided to settle out of sun. When eventually they give you a replacement and you are not happy with the replacement, you know you are still coming back to lay the same complaint. So please always follow through with your complaint. When they come to us, we do everything. We make sure that, yes, once you make a complaint to us, we resolve the complaint. We make sure you are happy at the end of the day. I will give you an example. A product that was out of warranty. We have situations where a complainant is talking verbally on phone, is not written. That's why written documentation is key. They do more of talking. And when they do this talking with these companies, you know what happened is they discuss till the end of the termination, the expiration of their warranty. Then when that warranty has expired, you know what they now do? They now complain, escalate the case to SON. In most mediation processes, because we call it adjudication, the evidence that we want to use to settle your case is that you are within warranty and this product is new. But now they have stylishly tried to con you into missing that warranty period. We still go ahead to find out and investigate at what point did you start communicating with them. And then we encourage our manufacturers, we encourage our importers, we teach them that their customer is important.
So do you think you're meeting consumers' expectations when they have problems on goods that they purchase?
I will encourage consumers, I will encourage those that have been through our mediation sessions to please speak up. They should like us, tweet. They should let people know that we are doing the job. We just opened a Twitter. We have a Twitter account with SON, but we decided to have a customer feedback Twitter account where we can share information on consumer rights. And the account is called SON Customer FB. It's SON Customer Feedback. Feel free to like us. And if you have anything that you are not happy with, feel free to discuss with us. We want to improve. We are always there to listen. Sometimes you feel you are doing things well, but you know, some information from the public will dare you to doing better than what you are doing now. We don't want to remain on our comfort zone. We want to keep moving on. That is why our motto is improving life through standards.
Thank you so much. So lastly, what's your advice for sellers of products and consumers?
To the sellers, our advice is when you intend to deal in a product, get unnecessary information about the product. Understand the statutory requirements, understand the regulatory requirements, understand the customer requirements. Go to SON website, www.son.gov.ng. Get information about the product. Approach our offices. Try to discuss, find out more about the product and the liabilities that accompanies it. And at the same time, do more to ensure your customers are happy. And to the consumers, please know your right. You have a right to information. You have a right to redress. You have a right to be protected. You have a right to safety. You have a right to a very healthy environment. And that is why we're here for you. Please feel free to contact us if you have any challenge or any complaint. And of course, if you have a compliment. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for taking our time to share this with us. It's been very, very interesting and educating. It's still Standard and New, and the program continues shortly.
If you see something unwholesome, come to SON. Go to any of our state offices and make your complaints, and it will be well addressed. When you have an issue, you call our toll-free line. One of them is very easy to memorize: 080-022-55766 and 070-4 56990099. We have customer care people that are there to receive your call 24 hours a day. So your problem will be adequately addressed to.
Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Luckily for us, we still have with us in the studio the head of customer feedback and collaboration, Mosumola Samuel. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so she'll be taking some of our messages. Christopher from Lagos says, please, where do I find Sun office in Lagos?
You can contact Sun at number 1314 Victoria Robeke Street off Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. That is the Standards Organization of Nigeria Operational Headquarters. Okay. Then Raman Ojo from Oyo. Please, where can we locate your office in Oyo State? We have a state office, Oyo State Office, on number 21 Oshutokun Street, Old Bodija Road, Oyo State. Thank you. Dauda Ghana from Yola says, most car owners don't really know the function of a radiator water coolant because not everyone went to a driving school. I suggest a sensitization of drivers as part of the road safety function. Thank you so much for this feedback. We will definitely collaborate with the Federal Road Safety Corporation on this particular one. Thank you. Okay. Then Awal Abdulwasi from Lagos says, I really appreciate the organizer of this program. Thank you, Awal. Favor from Ondo says, I love your program. We appreciate your efforts. Thank you, Favor. Wow. Then anonymous message here says, the Standards Organization of Nigeria should look into the proliferation of fake kiwi polish because today it is very difficult to get the original shoe polish. To handle information of faking, we will definitely conduct a market surveillance. And aside the market surveillance, we also want to work with the brand owners. So I know that immediately after this session, we'll send the necessary delegates to ensure a committee is set up to ensure this is handled. Okay, thank you. And lastly, another anonymous message here says, please come to Kabusa in Abuja. A lot of fake things all over the place. Feedback is strength. Thank you for this very important information. We will definitely act on it. We will substantiate this claim, and of course our market surveillance will definitely conduct a market survey and bring our market intelligence information for our enforcement unit. Standards Organization of Nigeria is proud to hear you, to listen to the consumer, is always willing to hear from you because it necessitates improvement not only in Standards Organization, in Nigeria as a whole. So please keep talking to us. Please complain. Please compliment us. Please speak to us. Reach out to us on our Twitter handle, Sun Customer Feedback, at Sun Customer Feedback. Feel free to also write us email, customerfeedback.collaboration@sun.gov.ng. We are always willing to handle your complaints. We are waiting to hear from you. As a consumer, your right is to speak and speak out and be heard. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being a part of the program. Thank you. All right, that's it on the feedback segment of the program. Remember, you can always call us on the number 0705-972-4455. You can also reach us on any of our social media handles, on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. You can also send a mail to the address thestandardandyou@gmail.com. Let's do this again, same time, same station next week. Bye for now.